Y'all come in. I'm still trying to do some edits. Y'all, I cannot figure out how to put the link from his channel into. I think I'm gonna have to do it from my phone. I don't know how to put the. I put the name. Everything's in the description, you guys. I cannot see how to share his information. The link to the YouTube channel. It can't be that hard. It's something I'm missing. Y'all come in, come in. Okay, channels. All right, doggone it. Y'all come on in. We're going to talk about Madame Clarey. Madame Clarey. Yeah, I cannot figure this out. But before the end of the night, I will have the link to the channel, but you do have the channel name, so you're welcome to type that in. All right, let me come back to see what you guys are doing. All right, y'all, Miss Lady T, Justin Shelton. Hopefully they will send these notifications out. So, and I have to make sure, I forget that it's different people and new people subscribe to the channel. And I have to start doing a summary before I go straight into content for Kales, because people that aren't aware, like we are aware and have been keeping up with R.Kelly's trial, we need to give them a brief summary on what's going on and then get into the content. So I've been gone a couple of weeks. R.Kelly is not in good health. He is still incarcerated in federal prison. And he is stating that he had surgery and had an incision where the surgery was. And they put a cast on his leg. And I'm not sure what they put. I think they put the cast on there to help with the blood clots, because he was having blood clots in his leg. And I guess they were trying to do that to apply pressure. They told Kales that he was only supposed to leave the cast on for 2 weeks. And the BOP, Bureau of Prisons, federal prison, left his cast on for over 2 months. Okay. When he got to the 2-month mark, he had the whole time he was complaining of pain. He's still complaining of pain and pressure in the leg. And he stated that he beat the cast off with I believe it was a metal cane, you guys. Okay. So isn't that insane? He beat the cast off with a metal cane. His own cast. Can you imagine that, taking your own cast off? That is ridiculous. Miss Lady T. Hey, Angie. Hey, girl. Elvira. Hey, y'all. So he beat the cast off. Be white. He beat the cast off, and to my understanding, Kales, what's the word I want to use, was diagnosed with hypertension and diabetes shortly after he arrived, shortly after his stay at prison. Okay. So do we know if that's something he's always had and he just didn't go to the doctor and get diagnosed? Or is this something that while being In prison, he he was diagnosed with due to their poor nutritional menu and plan. So that's the update on Kels. His attorney is in communication with the BOP, trying to get him proper health care, because you guys, Kels is really knocking at death's door, and it's not good. And for all these people out here that hate him, they want to see his demise. But I'm telling you, this is being incarcerated unjustly, and then to meet a fate like that would just be a tragedy. And for those of you who are thinking things like that, trust me, it's gonna come back on you. Okay, it will come back on you. You will feel the backlash of that. And that's all I'm gonna say about it. Watch what you wish on somebody else, because I hope and pray, and I'm saying it right now on national TV, that he haunts each and every one of you if anything like that were ever to happen to him. Now, I said it. Okay, so currently we have text messages that the Lord has dropped in our lap. Okay, and we're thankful for it. Okay, now I know somebody has been having these text messages for a long time, holding them. Okay, as I have sat on panels, Angie has sat on panels, and argued about these text messages, and somebody has been holding the full dialogue script on the text message. Okay, so basically, let me break it down. People who are new and are not aware, R.Kelly star witness in his New York trial was a young lady named Clarey. Okay, and her mother is Alice Clarey. The text messages between her and her mother have been released to the public. Okay, and multiple channels are reading them. And the irony of this is that what Azriel, the star witness, also R. Kelly's ex-girlfriend, what she testified to is not what happened in real life. Okay, so in the Kel sector, we have debates, okay, on multiple channels. And my stance has always been and always will be the opposite side, who we call the ops, for lack of a better word, opposition. Okay, ops is more of a street term, but the opposition in regards to non-Kel supporters, they feel like what happened in the transcript is what happened in real life. And they will argue you down, okay, really give you hell in regards to what's in the paperwork and what's in the transcripts. My stance has always been, and it's proven now, that just because something is in the transcripts, that is not what happened in real life. That is only what was testified to in court. That does not mean that's what happened in real life. So, with that being said, okay, wait, I'm missing y'all chats. The text messages, we will be going through them with the fine-tooth comb, okay? And we're going to be breaking them down. If you go back and watch, I did a short reaction video the other day. I was out of town, so I just hopped in the car and, I read some of them. But you're not going to believe the stuff, you guys, that the young lady's mother was telling her to do regarding enticing Kels. Okay, so, and let me state this for those of you who do not understand. Azriel Clarey was 17 at the time when she met Kels. The legal age of consent in Chicago is 17. Okay, now I believe she met him in Florida. I'm not sure what the legal age of consent there is, but it doesn't matter, okay, because the federal age of consent is 18 years old. So regardless of what your state and local age of consent is, if you get federal charges, you then are violated under the federal guidelines, and that is 18. So this young lady and her mother, R. Kelly, asked her what her age was, and she lied to him and told him she was 18 years old. Okay. Now, when you all go back and look at the video, you will see dialogue in which the mother, I'm sorry, also the mother has her and the father have been on channels stating that they didn't know anything about Kell's past and regarding him liking young adult women, and him his, he had a prior um charges that he was acquitted of. They stated they didn't know anything about that. Okay. And in these text messages, it is revealed that she actually makes the comment, he likes younger girls. Okay. So you guys go back. You're not gonna believe it, but I'm gonna put the link in here so y'all can come in here, because I really want to hear what y'all got to say about this. And I'm gonna keep saying hello to you guys, and then we're not gonna be long because I didn't get a chance to let you guys come on before. But we're gonna chop this here thing up. See what y'all got to say about Madame Clarey. Okay, so we got Jill. So hey, Jill. Jill is back. Hey, Jill. Everyone interested in this conversation, chat conversation. Okay, yeah, Jill, stay over here and just listen. Everybody here does not have to support Kels as long as they're not disrespectful. We cool, But yeah, come over here and learn about it. We talking about the king of R&B, Kels, the superstar, who is currently incarcerated in a federal prison unjustly. Justin Shelton, Angie, V. White, Angie, Jeff, what's going on? Hey, Jeff Taylor, where you been, JT? What's going on? Leave out for Kelly, y'all. R.Kelly's cousin in the house. He said, I've been watching your live broadcast, but haven't commented because of it. I got you. V. White. All right, y'all. Okay, the link is in the thing. Y'all come up here and say hello. I want to know what y'all think about these text messages. All Stephanie Holloway, who got it? Miss Lady T. Them text messages were crazy. You have to really right. I'm trying to read Ebonics / colored folk slang. I ain't know what that mess was to understand the conversation. I'm telling you the word. I thought that was something, they say Kels has learning disabilities. I thought that was him texting with her. That was the mama. Pitiful. Unjustly. That's right. Unjustly locked up. Y'all got to do them summaries. I promise you that. All right. So the link is in there. Let me see. I'm trying to think what else them things said. Okay, and also, y'all, listen to this. How come? Now, I ain't read all the way through it, but the whole thing with the Dolphin Hotel and her, I should say not. Basically, Azriel testifying that the police came to the room and she showed. R.Kelly asked her age. She said she was 18. She's showing her license. Oh, I didn't see any of that happening, okay? Now, unless I missed it in the messages, it stated the mother said she was trying to get in contact with the daughter because the daughter wasn't communicating, hitting her back on the text messages. Next thing you know, the mama says, police is here. And then she was like, oh, okay, like, what's going on? Like, you tripping. But I didn't see anything about the police actually going to the door, knocking on the door, asking for the ID, none of that. Okay, we got Levi. What's good? Who got it, Levi?
Hey, what's going on, Miss Sky? How are you?
I'm good.
Yeah, I apologize, man. I know I be so busy, Sky. You feel me? And you always come in on my channel, and I don't want you to see that as a lack of support, which I'm going to post your channel again in my community chat today. But this has been one hell of a fight, one hell of a journey, and I go through ups and downs just as Robert go through ups and downs, and I have to move a certain way. You feel me? And I have to maintain my composure as it relates to the legalities and the legal aspect of what's going on.
Yes.
You understand? So on that note, I want to touch on something that you just said, a couple of points you made. I'm going to touch on it. Then I'm about to do a little brief live to address a couple of things, but I'm going to wait till your live is over, even though I have to put mine back for an hour. But I want to touch on a couple of things that you just said. It is unfortunate that there are very few individuals in this R. Kelly sector who think along the line or the lines of analysis, analyzing things. And when you said that when you look at those who are anti-R. Kelly, I don't use the word ops, but you said that they swear by the transcripts. And we've heard 1,000 times them say 1,000 times, no, it's in the transcripts, which means it is true. As if those who deposit information during trials can't lie. So your point, I wanted to illustrate your point very simply by saying that we read the transcripts. We read where Jane Doe number 5 was asked a specific question, and that is, were you aware that your parent or parents or whoever, your mom, was communicating with the defendant via text when you first met him and the phone number was exchanged? Her response was emphatic, and that was no, I wasn't aware of that. Now we fast forward since the trial, and since this information has come out, and you could read it with your own eyes, is that she's basically saying, what did he say? She's 1,000% aware of the fact that her mom is the one communicating with the defendant, R.Kelly, such to the extent where she says, I'm going to copy and paste what I want you to tell him, such to the extent where the mother says, I told him that you lost your phone and you have your brother's phone. It is beyond any explanation where someone could try to refute it, that she knew from the gate that her mom was the one text messaging Robert. I.e. perjury. I.e. perjury. So, my question to each and every one of you, whether you're pro R. Kelly, anti R. Kelly, when the prosecutor asked her that, and she said no, was the prosecutor and what were the prosecutors aware that she perjured herself? Were they aware of the fact that she sat right there on that stand and lied, and they were the ones who had the text messages before anyone? So they knew. That's a rhetorical question. They knew that she was lying. So if you have prosecutors who are sworn to uphold the Constitution, they're sworn to hold and promote the inner sanctity of all trials, but you have these prosecutors, federal prosecutors, knowing that they put a young lady on the stand, knowing that she's lying. My final statement is, which is a question, what else were they aware of in the way of lies? My final statement is, not only what else did they know was nefarious in lies, were they even complicit as they prep witnesses? They don't just come out and say, this is what we need for you to say. No, they're very too highly intelligent and skilled for that. But when they prep them, they'll let them know, well, this is how they only suggest how they answer certain questions. So not only does it speak to witness tampering as it pertains to the BOP records, not only does it confirm perjury on the part of the star witness in a New York case, but it also, from my vantage point, shows prosecutorial misconduct on the part of the federal prosecutors. But I'm quite sure Angie will revisit that later. We could all have a conversation about that at another date. But that's all I have to say. I got to run in here, and if you have a question or whatever, I'll answer it. But I'm about to get out of here.
Yeah,
I got a lot to do.
Let me ask you one question. I was thinking about it when you were talking. Do you feel the father was aware of this communication or not? These text messages. Do you feel that he had any awareness of this whole entire, what I would call a setup?
No. I'm so sorry. My phone blinked out for a second. Ask me that again. I want you to ask me that again.
Okay, I said, do you believe that the father, Mr. Clarey, was aware of these text messages or was involved in these communications?
1,000% yes. Because, oh no, listen, man, I don't listen. When it was time to, when I did not have any proof or evidence, and I was asked, do I believe that he pimped his daughter? In a storm, at a time when I could have jeopardized my channel, I said, no, I do not, because I don't believe in speaking on that which is not confirmed. I have to have some kind of tangible proof when I speak. When Storm asked me about Tim Savage, I said, no, I can't speak on the Savages in so many words. I can only speak on what I have here and before me, that which is tangible. So to answer that question, yes, I do. And to those who try to spin, not you, but those who try to spin or would like to spin the narrative that he didn't, it's very simple, Sister Sky.
Mm-hmm.
If you and I come up with a scheme, a plan to milk someone out of money or to defraud someone, or you and I, we sit down and we plan some shit. Excuse me for swearing.
No, you're fine.
And once we plan it, a year or so later, we're sitting in an interview side by side, and we're both giving the same account of what we say transpired. Think, people, think. Sky says it went this way, and Levi says it went this way. Sky says, well, we didn't know where our daughter was. We came outside, the son called and said, where is she? Her car's not here. And Levi says the same thing Sky says, and Sky says the same thing that Levi says. Both Sky and Levi give the same accounts of what took place.
Yeah.
But then it comes out later that what both Sky and Levi said is absolutely false. It didn't go that way. So how dare, not you, Sister Sky, but how dare anyone suggest to me or anyone that's rational and logical and sane that I wasn't in cahoots with Sky. If we said the same the same story, I get upset. If we told the same false lie and false story to cover each other, but it comes out now that they knew exactly where she was, told her what to wear, told her to check her GPS, told her instructions, and all of that. Only a fool would believe that Levi wasn't part of the whole scheme and Sky and Levi wasn't working together. Now, come on now.
Mm-hmm. Now, one last question. I'm going to let you get out of here. What's the status of Kels and how's Kels doing now?
Well, I'll put it to you this way. As of a few days ago, he felt better. He's doing better. But trust me, he's about to be doing so much better. As of a few days ago, I can't speak on that which I don't know.
Okay.
I asked him day before yesterday, was it? I asked him, I said, see, I gauge Robert. Anybody that knows Robert will agree with this. You gauge Robert by his if he's cracking jokes, if he's when he's serious, it's serious. but I be listening for them little cracks in a conversation where he'll say something funny. So as of a few days ago, uh, I said to him, I said, have you been drinking plenty of water? And he said, you said, hell yeah. I've been drinking. I'm telling you what he said verbatim. He said, boy. He said, boy. Shit. He said, boy, hell yeah. I've been drinking plenty of water.
Good.
And the day before that, he said to me, the day before that, he said to me, he started the conversation off down. The first thing I'm gonna say, are you okay? How you doing? How you feeling? And he said, yeah, man, I'm going through this. I'm sick, this, that, and the third. And it was so funny because he started coughing and he's talking low. He said, I'm sick. I'm going through this. But I got, better medication. And he starts coughing. And I said, are you okay? And he said, yeah, I'm all right. I'm all right. And he took his breath and he said, yeah, I got a bone. When I get out of here, I got a bone. I got a bone to pick with you, though. And let me tell you something about yourself. That he started talking after me. I said, hold on. I said, nigga, you just said you was sick. Let me tell you. Let me tell you about yourself. I said, wait a minute, hold on. I said, nigga, you said you was sick. And he just started laughing because he just started in on me. Let me tell you about yourself. He said, no, it's not a that kind of bone is a cousin bone. But I got some words to say to you when I get out of there. I said, man, let me tell you something. You get out of there, you're going to love me, nigga.
Right.
Don't be mad. You're going to start laughing, and then we start talking about what needed to be talked about. But that's to answer your question. I gauge him by his humor. And if he's humorous, that tells me, you call me. If he's being humorous, that tells me basically. So to answer your question, quite naturally, he's still going through what he's going through. Mm-hmm. By God's grace, hopefully the medication. And, one thing I will say that to each and every one of us, especially in America, that, damn, why did I say how? All of us are blessed to live in a time where those ailments that would take our grandmothers and grandfathers out, and great grandmothers and grandfathers, and even some of our mothers and fathers, those illnesses that would take them, that took them out. We're blessed in a time where we have an advanced medical technologies now that are in place. So, with the water and the proper medication, those blood clots will dissolve. And stress kills, as I keep reminding him, bro. I'm not gonna say nothing to stress you out. Yeah, and basically.
Well, tell him, Levi, we're praying for him, and please try to eat the proper food.
Absolutely,
because he, that diabetes mixed with that high blood pressure, I suffer the same fate, but I'm at the point where I'm beating the diabetes. So just make sure that let him know that we're praying for him, and I'm not gonna keep you, but you're gonna go live. I'm not gonna be on here long, and then we're gonna come over there. Make sure you discuss, because I'm about to talk about the Dolphin Hotel and that whole fake rendition that they tried to play out. But we'll be over there as soon as we get off of here.
Yes, ma'am. And what's up, Jay Taylor? That Jay Taylor?
Yep, that's Jeff.
Yes, sir.
What's going on, my brother? How are you, sir?
How you doing? I'm fine, and you, sir? Hey, I want to give you, man, much props on that Storm Monroe interview. That was excellent, brother.
Thank you very much. And I want you, brother Jeff, and I want Scott. I want everybody to understand, man. If y'all only knew these text messages that are now out before the world, this is the biggest breaking story that has opened up the dark clouds where we could see the sun shining through for Robert to be released. I'm going to tell you why. Because from a legal perspective, let me tell you why real quick. For the first time, the world has been they're able now to see that Robert was set up.
Yes.
And one of the most, listen, man, it brought tears to my eyes when the choke dude read, when she said, oh man, what we gonna do? They might check for ID when I get in here.
Yes.
And when she said, I want y'all to think about what I'm about to say. After she knew she got in there, or before she was going, she said, well, just pretend you lost your ID. But when you get back to the room with him, have him help you look for it. Put it on the floor somewhere, so when you find it, he'll see you find it. That speaks to the thinking of how this whole plan and scheme played out, and how you had master manipulators.
Yes.
I'll get into it later, but you had master manipulators. These are manipulators. These are master. It's a plan, man. And now the world, for the first time, I'm getting so many calls. That's why I have to go. I got to return calls. I have so many people reaching out to me, people who are in the best positions to really get this really out to the world. And they're saying, I can't believe it. When I don't mess with Choke, but when Choke said, man, I'm crying almost. I know y'all see tears in my eyes. So was I crying.
Mm-hmm.
So was I, because that man wasn't lying when he said, they all lying on me.
Yeah.
They all lying on me. And when she said they wanted money from him, and when she started crying in the first Gayle King interview and said, y'all don't understand how this was set up, and y'all don't want to see the truth. When that young lady was saying that, now back on it, we know for a fact that she was sent in to set him up. But if y'all knew Robert, I've been mad at that nigga. Listen, Robert, let me tell you something about Robert Kelly. You could be mad at him, whatever. When he starts smiling, his personality, every woman on Lifetime said he had a beautiful personality. All of them said it. He has a youthful personality. He's a likable dude. So when the young lady was sent in there to set him up, guess what? She started liking him. You know why she started liking him, y'all? Because he's like an innocent child. Is he perfect? Heck no. Has he done some things that I don't agree with and most people wouldn't? Definitely. But one thing about him, he's like an innocent child. And being the king of R&B, he was like a child in a candy store. And when you put a child in a candy store, they gonna eat cotton candy, ice cream, candy, and they gonna get a stomach ache. He got a stomach ache because he was a child in a candy store.
Yeah.
And one thing about a child in a candy store, a child could have a brand new Rolex watch playing with it on the street corner, in front of their house. And you ride up to a child and say, I like that watch. Guess what? I got some candy in this bag. I got some ice cream. I got some cotton candy. Why don't you give me that watch for this candy and this cotton candy and this ice cream? What kind of ice cream is it? It's ice cream sandwiches. Oh yeah, take it. So he was tricked by people who were around him, and they knew that he loved women of all ages, man.
Mm-hmm.
The Lisa Van Allen woman stealing from him. Different ones stealing from him. Naive like a child. And I have to say this, and I'm done, Miss Scott. I know I talk a long time, but I have to say this. I didn't even know that my cousin was that naive and childlike until I engaged in these now at least 100 and some conversations with him. And when he would say to me, "What?" I said, "Man, don't you know this?" No, 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 no. And he said to me one day, he said, "Levi," he said, "this is your jungle." I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "This is your," he said, "Wow, this is your jungle." He said, "I can't survive in your jungle." He said, "My jungle is the studio. My jungle is when I put songs together and I'm riding and these songs be pouring into my mind and I have to get away from everybody. Sometimes I'll pull the tour bus over and just walk on the side of the road and tell everybody, look, I'm about to jump in the car. Y'all go ahead because I got to get to myself. When them songs are coming to me and they speaking to me, I got to get to myself." He said, "But you put me in that studio, I know the board. I know how to construct a song. I know when it ain't right. I know my ear." He said, "I am a genius in that studio. But when it comes to this jungle, with these people putting these indictments against me, lying on me," he didn't say this, but I'm telling you what he meant. These producers and executive producers and directors at Lifetime who are skilled liars, these trained prosecutors and judges and people who went to college for 20 years to mess people's lives up. I'm not in that jungle. I don't know nothing about that jungle. So he was letting me know I find myself in this situation because I don't know nothing about that world. My world is music. That is my world. You put them in a studio with me, they couldn't touch me.
That's
or
right.
The courts, when it comes to their lives in these smoke-filled rooms as they sit around the oak tables, drafting up lying docuseries. And I said to my cousin, I said, "Well, I am a king of this jungle. And I will be your ears, your eyes, your feet, and your hands, man. Don't you worry about it." And I have done that. And you're seeing a result as the world is now talking about these text messages. I'm not going to speak on the origin and all of that. But just know we're at a different level now. As they say, hey, Sky, as the old folks say, we cooking with hot grease now. We
hot
cooking
grease, that's right. Look, Levi, when they fell into my lap, I was like, do I want to know how we got this? I said, well, I don't care. I made sure not to, I didn't put them up. You know what I'm saying? But I read them suckers. I'll tell you that. I didn't give out no phone numbers and all that, but I'm saying I'm reading them jokers. We're going to go through there with a fine-tooth comb. I promise you that.
That's, trust me, coming from me, that's just the tip of the iceberg.
Ooh, well, that's good.
That's just the tip of the iceberg. This man was set up. And Sky Life, out of everybody on YouTube, you and Angie know that I'm very methodical and I stick to the law. I stick to what matters. You know that for 4 years plus, you've seen me focus on only the law because I know that only the law and the truth can unbury him. I said to him the other day, I said, "Man, when you say you buried in a casket, you're not buried under laws, you're buried under lies."
Mm-hmm.
And now that you see that the lies are coming out, you can see that casket that he's in, the dirt being taken off that casket. And I gotta go, Sky. I'm sorry for taking over your live like that.
No,
but
I'm glad you're here.
I get emotional. I really do. And I'm trying to quell my emotions because I want to be more analytical than emotional.
No, I'm glad you're here, and people need to hear the emotion because they have to understand how people truly feel about this because it's a grave injustice, and we have been fighting and arguing and debating about these text messages and just the injustice against him and everything that's going on. And sometimes, I find myself yelling and cussing and carry on, and it happens because it's like nobody wants to listen to our words when they're very logical. And but we have to have something tangible, which makes sense where people can read it and say, okay, then what they are following and believing is true, but it's sad.
And I'm gonna let Brother Jay, my man, speak. Listen, I'm so sorry. Let me say this real quick, y'all, and I'm gone. I'm clicking off after I say this. Do y'all remember the movie Training Day? When Denzel Washington told the white boy, he said, in the news today, a rookie officer was killed, shot, gunned down in pursuit of a assailant. He is survived by his wife and his daughter. He was telling them, boy, we got the power of the media to spin this story any way we want. And once we spin it, the whole Los Angeles is going to think that you were just a good cop that got killed. And he said to him, it is not what the truth is what you can prove.
That's right.
Denzel said, he said, it's not about, he said, hey, my man say, he told Denzel, he said, all I know is you killed your best friend and killed him right in front of me. Denzel said, my best friend? So that's my best friend because he knows my last name? That's what makes him my best. Denzel was letting this guy know this is a jungle we in, man. Yes. And it's not about what you saw and all of that. Is about what you can prove. And I laid down a month ago and on my work everything. Hey, y'all, I'm out of here. Thank you so much, Sky. Brother. I really appreciate you, Jeff, man. You know I love you, bro. And let's continue to move forward in truth. Robert said to me day before yesterday, he told me, and I want everyone to hear these words, what he said to me. Robert said, I don't want anyone lying for me. He said, I want only the truth. Does that sound like a guilty man to you, Brother Jeff?
Not at all.
To say that? He said, Levi, listen, I don't want nobody lying for me. I only want the truth. I said, you got it, baby boy. All right, y'all. I love y'all.
Thanks for coming, Levi. You welcome anytime.
Much love and respect, bro.
Much love and respect, brother. Thank
you. Jeff Taylor, what say you?
Hey, what's going on, Sky Live? I seen she was live. I say, I'm at work. I got a few minutes. So I'm like, let me tap in while I can because we ain't seen she in a while.
Right. Life been kicking me around and taking me through it, but I'm back.
It's good to see you. It's good to see you. Yeah, the thing that's crazy about this that I was thinking about with these text messages, for one, they wasn't admissible in court, and I'm trying to figure why. Because I remember one
thing I meant to ask Levi, because and I'm sorry to interrupt you. I think Angie's still in the chat. They said it wasn't admissible unless, well, y'all can help me out because y'all know too. If it doesn't include the extortion, you guys, or if it does include the extortion, which one did she say it's not admissible because? Okay, go ahead, Jeff. We're gonna let them answer.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that and these text messages, and also they weren't allowing his the timeline to be admissible as well, like his tour dates to confirm where he was at. Like, how could I be here if I was on the other side of the country doing tour? These text messages confirm 2 or 3 things that are very, very instrumental. For one, it confirmed that he had no interest in this girl sexually for the first few months of him being around him. The mother was the one that was, even Azriel didn't even seem like she was interested. Like, she was just like, well, we gonna go out, or we going to the you gonna play basketball. But she was like, so did you kiss him yet? And did you do this? It's like she was the one pushing that narrative.
Kept pushing.
So I kept pushing it. And it was like, that wasn't even, she was like, calm down, mama. All right, I got it. I'll see what you want. And then the other thing that was interesting was that he had no knowledge that she was 17, even though that's in the state of Illinois, that's legal consent. But he thought the whole time that she was 18, and they argued us up and down. But that confirmed it. These text messages show that because she was trying to go. What was that? Go to the show that he was performing. She was like, well, I ain't, I can't go because I ain't got no ID. And she was like, well, just when you get there, just act like you left it at the hotel or something like that. So with those two key points, the not knowing the age and also not pursuing her, I would say that these text messages should totally exonerate him from anything that has any charges related to her. Now, the charges that related to her are what confirmed the RICO racketeering charges, because they had to have a timeline within that time frame of 10 years from this allegation to, I think it was maybe Geronda Pace or somebody in Jane Doe number 5. So she was their star witness. And if the star witness is this, is basically false imprisonment, because the text messages, they might as well just throw the whole thing out, because the RICO has to go, because the timeline is interrupted to show the pattern of behavior, and also the knowledge of him. He had no knowledge of her age and was not even pursuing her. So that the only person that was enticing anybody really was the mom. She was forcing enticement and coercion for them to be anything more than what they were intended to be, working together or whatever. And this girl wasn't interested in doing no work. She sleep all night in the hotel. She wasn't up. Like when you were artist and you trying to get your career off the ground and you're around a super mega star that can put you in the game, if you really serious about your craft, you're gonna be up, you're gonna be on point. They're not gonna have to come wake you up. You're gonna be up. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So those few elements to me just really just was like, wow, you know what I'm saying? They need to really let that man up out of there.
Now I'm gonna say this: when you I'm gonna touch back on what you said. Now, the first thing you asked about why was it not admissible, we got two answers. Stephanie said it wasn't connected to the element of the crime, as the law says, and Angie says it's not admissible as they are not relevant to the facts / and or his defense. Now, I'm gonna ask both of you all as well. What specifically though did the judge say? Because Ann said something specific, like you can't bring the text messages in. Did she say unless it was you could attach it to the extortion, or did she say not? It was something specific she said. I understand what you guys are saying right there, but specifically Ann denied those text messages at that time. It had something to do with extortion. But if she's saying that it wasn't relevant to the facts and or his defense, I understand that. However, I gotta say, however, it was so much stuff that I just don't see how a good attorney, and I'm not saying Koenig wasn't a good attorney. I'm gonna say Koenig did not have enough time to prep for this case. It was so much. I mean, they talked about when she met him, at the concert when she met him, coming up on stage, the age that she met him, deceiving him about the age,
Exactly.
the mother and the father's relationship, the going to these different hotels, her allowing her daughter to travel with him, and from what I'm seeing, that time I was within that first week, Jeff. That wasn't over a month. They was shaking and cracking it up that first week. The whole scheme of the Dolphin Hotel, none of that stuff was true. I mean, It was so much. I can't see how they could not have found a question to bring those doggone text messages in. But I argue that another day. I got my second win and I'm ready. I'm ready.
Yeah. I know. I know you said this was gonna be a quick last, so we don't want to go too deep with it, but that's confusion to me, because I forgot which attorney it was, but I think it was the one that was with Nicole all the time. I think his name was Tom, and he was speaking to Ann Donnelly like, yeah, I'm trying to confirm that he didn't know this and he didn't know that. And she was like, well, how are you going to confirm that? She was like, with the text messages. Well, the text messages don't prove that. He was like, yes, they do. It was like a back and forth. And she just decided, like, well, nah, we're not gonna. You like, well, it's in there. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
her
I think
words.
that's what she was like. If it doesn't prove the extortion, you can't bring it in. She said something like that, Jeff. I don't have the paperwork in front of me, but she said something like that. But why does the
Something to that
extortion have
effect.
to be the point when he's trying to run a separate defense? I think it should have came in on that. And it covered too much. Them text messages should have been in their mind. This is just pitiful. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah. So that was pretty much, what I took away from it, outside of the fact that, these parents, I have never seen,
like
parents,
lost for words. Like, hold
on. Right. And then sit up there and want to, act like they didn't. I mean, it was just so much lies and false narratives and inconsistencies as it relates to this man.
Yes.
And they trying to, paint him a certain way, where at the end of the day, all you can do is just say you wanted your daughter to have a career. But from what I know, with a superstar or anybody, when you trying to get a career, you got to have a budget in this industry. How you gonna put this man with your daughter and y'all don't have a budget? Y'all just didn't send up with no money, that she got to rely on him for everything.
Pitiful.
And the whole thing was, oh well, we just gonna, I'm gonna send you $20 for the cab and this, that, and the third. But when it came to, her having to eat and all of that, no, that's not how that works. When you are putting your career in somebody else's hand, you have to come with something. So what was the something that she was supposed to come with?
Her cookie, baby, her cookie. Angie, it says device is not connected. But go ahead, Jeff. Yeah, her cookie. I'm for real though, but go ahead.
Right. So that just shows the intent. Her not disclosing his age until after the fact. It's a law in Illinois called mistaken of age. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you. And let's say that the Judge Donnelly shut that one down. The defense tried to bring that defense in and it was shut down. Go ahead, Jeff.
Right. Like every line of defense that he should have had, they shot it down. And I think with this appeal, it's all gonna come out because it was submitted. That's why I'm happy that it was put on the record by, the other attorneys. So we could say what they didn't do, but obviously they were trying to do something. It was just getting shot down. And to me, it doesn't seem like any logical reason. Because if you're gonna charge me with something, I should have and I have the evidence to refute what you're charging me, I should be able to present it. But, like we said, we not legal smeagles. I see Angie on.
We got the legal smiggle here. What's going on, Angie?
Hey, Scott, can I use all the cuss words over him?
Look, I give you 3 cuss words.
Can I use all the cuss words over here? Baby, y'all done got me, baby. Y'all don't want me out.
So we got up on the stage. We did a good job, Jeff. Come on, girl. What you got?
Yeah, we got it.
Y'all done brought me from out the jungle, honey. Lord have mercy.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to go and cut out. I got to get back to work. I was gonna get real loud, but I'm gonna be tuned in listening though.
Yeah, stand the bushes. Okay, Jeff.
Chicago thing. I mean, y'all head is hard as bricks. Y'all would not.
All right, y'all.
Okay, Jeff. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, y'all would not. Jeff want the whole shit thrown out. I haven't read the text messages yet, right? I haven't read them. Okay.
Angie.
I haven't read. I've heard like a couple lines here and there, whatever, but I have, read the text message.
Me neither. I did bits and pieces.
So now let me, Scott, Judge Ann said that unless they have direct evidence with regards to the extortion, that she will not allow the extortion defense. And what I'm thinking, based on what J-Bo said in her post-conviction motion, is that that was what the text messages was going to be used for, and however they were going to introduce those when it came to the extortion or whatever. J-Bo, but J-Bo also said, when she was talking about the parents and all of that, the texting and things of the nature, she was also going to use those text messages to defend that R.Kelly did not have to entice, induce, coerce, and whatever the other persuade, whatever the other ones
That's the
were.
word, persuade. Yeah, it is some other word. Okay.
Yeah, to travel with him. Okay, that's what that was for. So unless the text messages again is, the 3 R's with regards to the elements, they're not going to allow men.
Now wait, hold on right there. Now you saying that they were trying to run an extortion defense?
They were apparently that's what they were talking about in that pretrial hearing when we read that. Said that, so she said, unless you have direct evidence of extortion,
right,
he's not going to allow it.
But Angie, this is my problem. I still don't see I don't know why they went down the extortion road. I don't even see extortion in the trial. Like, why was that word even brought up?
Well, they were probably searching for some kind of defense. They were probably going off of something he had told his defense team. I don't know.
Okay.
But but that's what it said in that pretrial hearing. And that's what the lawyers were, his lawyers, his team was going back and forth with, a little bit with the prosecutors. And Judge Angie shut it down, shut that defense down. Unless you got direct evidence, meaning unless you got someone that was in the extortion or some type of proof, evidence, some kind of physical proof or something like that, she's not going to allow it. So that's why.
Okay.
Yeah, and Jeff.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, and Jeff, he wants the whole thing thrown out. The whole goddamn thing thrown out.
Well, see, this is the thing, and this is what I need you to explain.
And I'm not on the side, but I'm just saying it's not going to be thrown out because of some text messages that refutes what they said on the stand. You got to understand this. I would never say that just because it's in the transcripts, it's the truth. Because I already know that's not how it works. Okay.
You weren't one of the people doing that, though. That wasn't you.
I know.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying I would never say that. Okay. But here's the trick. Here's the problem. If the defense can't challenge that witness's credibility, you have to go by what the transcript says. You may know that you could have been a friend there and knew the truth. But if they weren't able to make that person on that stand seems, that like they have a credibility problem, you know what I'm saying? Then it's going to stand. It's just going to stand. You're just going to know the truth and take it to your grave because it's going to stand.
Well, let me say this real quick. Let me ask you a specific question in regards to, because I do feel like what Jeff is saying, because I feel like one, she perjured herself. But I remember you were saying in regards to the racketeering, in regards to you said they had the racketeering charge already without her because they had to get 2 elements per something. Can you explain that, please?
Yeah, they had the racketeering charge. She was already in the indictment. Okay, they had the racketeering charge because it fit the criteria, right? It's 2. You have your predicate acts. What is it, 2
Is it 2
acts
and 10 years or something?
years? Huh?
2 and 10 years or something like
Yeah,
that?
2 and 10 years. So they had that. It's just like filling out something in my mouth. Just like filling out brackets. You know what I'm saying? You got, a predicate act. A predicate act is an act, a crime that was done in furtherance and done first in furtherance to a second crime, right? That's like just say I give you a let's see. Just say I give you like a counterfeit check, right?
Okay.
So I made the counterfeit check, all right? So, and I gave it to you. So I've already committed the crime, okay? That crime of creating that counterfeit check. I then, in about maybe a year or 2, I then go and try to cash that check at a bank, and it's successful, right? I make it out with the money, right? So that first thing, when I made that counterfeit check, that was my predicate act. When I then went to cash it, that was my crime that would qualify me to be in a RICO.
Okay.
Okay.
Now,
So
what about the 30-year time span? So it's only 2 and 10 years. So the 2 they had what? Geronda, was she the first 10 years?
she
And
would
then
be.
Faith?
Well, both of them all of them had at least 2.
They all had at least 2.
Yeah. When I look at that racketeering, what was that racketeering was like? How many? Wait a minute. It was. So now I would have to pull it up. Let me pull it up real quick. But yeah, so they already had that. I mean, and again, it is not that hard to get somebody caught up on a RICO. Okay, it is
As we
not that
see.
hard.
As we
Huh?
see. I said,
Yeah.
as we see. Now, let me ask you this.
That's anybody now, because any type of business or whatever, and so that means you have to be real careful when you open a business or what have you, working in a business and shit, because they can come and find any little thing and then find something else, then your ass caught up in a RICO and you don't even know what the hell going on. But go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna ask you this. Now let's talk, because we gonna all be arguing the old stuff later. I want to give the people a little new piece. Let's talk about what we just discovered along with appeal. So can now, because I agree with Jeff and Levi, perjury and I feel like she perjured and dang it, I just said the other thing a second ago. Let me go ahead and ask my question. When Bonjean, who is currently R.Kelly's attorney, for those of you who do not know, when she files his appeal, can she now use this information and try and push for an acquittal or a new trial, or do you feel like it just doesn't carry any weight?
No, it doesn't carry any weight, because all of this, the text messages and things of that nature, this is happening outside of court. This is happening beyond the case, beyond the trial. It's not going to matter, because technically, she didn't perjure herself on the stand.
But wait. She perjured herself based on her testimony. But are you saying because the text messages Why are you saying that? Because when you read all of the text messages, her whole testimony in regards to that Dolphin Hotel, well, we're seeing that never happened. She lied and said all that, Angie, what she's talking about, she met him at the hotel and the police came to the door, yada, yada, yada. Then they went back, he ate her behind and all that, we ain't even seeing that. Okay. So that clearly was perjury. So
no, it's not perjury because it did not happen under the penalty of perjury, yeah, or on the stand. So it's not perjury because all of this was taking place after the fact. All this is taking place, this was stuff. Now, just say for instance, right? And I don't know if they had this stuff or not during the trial. I don't know. Okay. But just say it was there.
Oh, they had it because remember, it was in evidence because the prosecution put it there. But go ahead. Remember, the prosecutors brought it into evidence. I'm sorry, it was in discovery.
These text messages that we read now?
It was, you know what it is, Angie? They took out lines and bits and pieces of it. So the same texts, remember we read where he said he wants to FUCK? That was in there. But for some reason, we got lines and pieces of it. We didn't get the whole what she said, what he said. But remember the lines we read where he said he wants the FUCK, and she said, but I'm trying to make it business.
Well, yeah, we got those lines and pieces from J-Bo. She the one gave us that.
Okay, well, yeah, that is part of it.
Yeah, so the prosecutor put this okay.
We don't know.
I don't know who put that shit in the evidence. Well, it would have to have been the prosecutor or the defense.
Yeah, the prosecutor.
Just say the prosecutors put that in evidence, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
If there was a part of her story that is in those text messages, again, I haven't read it. If there was a part that was in there, or maybe a part that, just say something wasn't in there, but she was talking about what happened at the same time, he could have used those to challenge her on that stand. Okay. Yeah. Just say, y'all have to forgive me, honey, because I just woke up not too long ago and I took that damn medicine. So just say, she's on the stand. She's talking about a Dolphin Hotel, right? In whatever we're reading now, and I haven't read it, it talks about, and just say the Dolphin Hotel was the first day she met him. And just say whatever we read now is about the first day she met him. But it has nothing in there about no Dolphin Hotel, nothing in there about eating no butt and all of that. They could have used that to challenge her on that stand.
So are we saying that but Ann said they couldn't bring it in unless they prove the extortion, Angie? That's what I'm saying.
This is a different situation now. I'm not talking about extortion. Oh Lord, wait a minute, honey, hold on for a minute. Wait a minute. I'm finna get you. Don't hang up. Hold on, Lord, I gotta mute.
Okay. So you guys, this is what I'm trying to get to understanding. Because to my understanding is the text messages and in their entirety got completely shut down when the judge stated that the text messages could not be brought in unless they prove the extortion scheme. Now, in my mind, based on how much of a span those text messages covered, I think there was a way to bring some of that in there, but it wasn't coming in under the extortion plot because, it would come in under something else because it was so much like lying about the age. When did you finally tell him the age? Did he know how old you were when you met him? Like something, y'all. I'm just not Jen. And hello to everybody that I miss. Cool BJ, Bless One, anybody that I miss, you guys. Hello, Trevin, T-Man, Big Vi, Lexington, Nisi Mo, V White, Lavish Lady. If I missed any of you guys, hello. I'm going down the line looking. Alvira Ward. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? I believe that the text messages from what I read, and I ain't read all of them in depth, but I breezed through them, and they went and watched a Big Vi's channel as well. Big Vi Opinion. Make sure y'all go subscribe. If anybody has a channel and you subscribe to mine, definitely put it in the chat. Miss Lady T has a channel as well. I feel like some of those text messages should have got in there some kind of way, you guys. I just do not understand how they couldn't. Because, I mean, it's a clear plot. The mama even used the word entice. Oh, yeah, come on, Levi. Let's get her. Let's get her. Come on back in. Because, see, this is the problem. And I understand what she's saying with the perjury. It didn't happen in court. Even though we know her testimony was a damn lie. Jason Fitch, what's good? Make sure you subscribe to the channel. I think I might have seen you before though, Jason Fitch. But because it didn't happen in court, that's when Angie is saying that's why it's not perjury. Now she's saying it happened outside, but see, this is the problem, you guys. We're at the point of an appeal. I'm so angry because these text messages should not have ever missed the trial. Big Vi Opinion was good. Look at Big Vi. I like that word, Big Vi.
What up? What's going on?
How you doing? What say you about these text messages?
Man, it ain't right. It ain't right. It wasn't right. I'm gonna put it like that. But what's up, Miss Angie?
I think Angie she's on another call right now.
Yeah, I'm after. What's up, Bob? I'm after. What's up, baby boy?
The text message, what I hear, just the tip of the iceberg. When you got the star witness testifying under oath that her and the defendant had sex during this first hotel visit.
Correct.
You can't tell me that that's not a discrepancy when it comes to the court, when these text messages show this chick that went from Florida to Richmond to Stockton to Las Vegas, and the mama still telling her she need to get with the goddamn program and get his man some of her private part.
And wait, let's not forget she used the word entice him.
Yeah, entice.
E-N-T-I-C-E.
She said this, and this is what just threw me for a loop last night, Uncle Levi.
Yes, sir.
She said, "Where's your one piece?" And she said, "Is you still bleeding?"
Oh, God, yeah. Ooh.
That's right.
How do you talk to your daughter like that?
Unreal.
This shit, I never heard anything so like. From I have one daughter. My daughter mama ever tried it. Y'all gonna be saying free Big Vi.
I say free Big Vi. Let me know when Angie pop back up in here now. I'm after.
Okay. Yeah, because I just don't understand how. And you know what, Lexington? I want to give Panic a try. I want to say that he didn't have enough time to prep for the case. I believe he's a good attorney, but I don't think he was ready for a case as big enough as Kel's.
So what do you do?
So
what do you do, Sister Sky? What do you do? No, as a competent, ethical attorney.
Mm-hmm.
If you know, listen now, Sister Sky, we're talking about someone's life and their freedom.
Yep.
As a competent, ethical attorney, what are you supposed to do if you know you don't have time to prepare for that man's case and he's facing basically life in prison? I'm asking you a question. What you supposed to do?
Don't take it.
That's right. That's right. Now, on that note, I sent someone to my cousin that I vetted who was, oh my God, this man's record is impeccable. And his fellow attorney, a man and a woman. That man did me a favor. He said, I will go. This is during the COVID. He said, I will go in that place with the COVID raging to speak with your cousin. I set it up. I'm not sure if he did a Zoom or if he went in, but he spoke with Robert for over an hour. He called me back. He said, it's winnable. I said, is it? He said, this is winnable. He said, I'm going to need to describe, but he has to make a decision because of ethics. And Angie could tell you this, I cannot just jump in and take over a case. He would have to make that decision. It has to be done a certain way. Boom. That was maybe, my God, let me see, 3 months before trial. He called me a week later. Have you heard from your cousin? I said, yep, he's pondering it, this, that, and the third. I said, oh, he said, okay, just, he called me maybe 2 weeks later. He hadn't heard from him. When we crossed over to 2 months, no, as we approached 2 months before trial. No, I'm sorry, it was 4 months. And as we approached the 3-month threshold, he called me. He said, Levi, he said, let your cousin know. If it goes past the 3-month threshold, I just spoke with my partner. Ethically, we will not take on his case because we need at least 3 whole months to prepare. And even if he said with 3 months, let's just say 2 months, 3 weeks, if he said, okay, I need y'all, he said, I wouldn't do it. He said, because in this kind of case, the magnitude of this, I wouldn't play with your cousin's freedom and his life like that. And as an ethical attorney, I would not take it. We need at least 3 weeks to prepare. Now, I could go in and ask for an extension. I said, okay, fine. Then when I heard that this guy came in a few weeks, 6 weeks or whatever, I knew. I said, come on, man.
A month. Okay.
A month. I'm like, come on now. So I don't want to get off into that. I'm about to go live it's not going to be no long live, and I don't want to interrupt your live, but I want to say something to Sister Angie. Hopefully she's listening. If she's not, okay, Sister Angie, here's the deal. Where's this boy? Perjury.
Yes, sir.
Mark Furman was perjured. He perjured himself in the O.J. Simpson case. And this is why I like to give people reference points.
Right.
Well, let me back up. For one, that document, what Ms. Bonjean displayed in that motion are only excerpts of that 174-page document. That's the full text of what those text messages contained. Right. For one. For two, I think that you would agree that by you not viewing it yet, you are making an uninformed assessment because you haven't. Okay. No, that's fine. I'm gonna go hard on you now. Listen.
Yeah, come on.
Now, people, y'all know how me and Angie do. Listen, Mark Furman was asked during the OJ trial, have you ever used the N-word? He said no. Someone contacted OJ's legal team who had done was doing a play, and she interviewed Mark Furman because she was doing research. So Mark Furman came in, and she did a manuscript interviewing him, and they said he had used the word over 300 times just sitting talking to the woman. That's a lot of times to say the N-word 300 times, just interviewing and talking to the woman. He kept saying it. And he said, I'm like God when I'm out there in the streets with them N-words. Well, once Johnny Cochran and them got word that he sat there and testified that he didn't use the N-word, but they had a transcript confirming that he did, he was charged with perjury. Listen to me, Ms. Walker. When she sat there and said, when she was asked, were you aware that your parents was the one or your parent was the one communicating with the defendant, she said these words. When you first transferred the number and you first met him, when you first met him, were you aware that your parent was the one communicating with him? She said, no, I was not. Not at that point. No, I was not. Well, the communications show from the text messages, people, listen to me, people, that what she testified to, that which was in the discovery, which is the governing document in the discovery, confirmed that she was lying, i.e. perjury. Ms. Walker, you can't get over it. You can't get around it. You can't get under it. It is what it is. It was documented in the discovery that she was lying. I'll be quiet and listen.
Okay.
Am I right or wrong? Huh? Am I right?
No, you're right. What you stated is right. But what I'm trying to tell you, as per her question, okay, and I said, had he had shown that whatever she said, if she perjured herself, then and you had that in your hand, you simply go and challenge the witness to show that she perjured herself. We're saying the same thing. This is happening after the fact.
Habeas corpus.
If he had this paperwork, when Mark Furman was on the stand, they found out during the trial that he perjured himself. Remember? During the trial.
Ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Is R.Kelly trial going on now?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So what they can try to do, but this is not going to create a get out of jail free card, for him. What they can try to do now is try to, bring her up on perjury charges because they found out she lied under oath. If that's what happened.
Why do they have to try though?
What you mean?
See, the problem I have
because it's but listen, it's not you're gonna have to, when I say try, they're gonna have to appear before a judge to determine that.
No, but when
the same part, that's the try part. It's not
yes, ma'am, but that word, when it comes to Robert, y'all, you notice something? When it comes to Robert putting points on the board for him, we hear this all the time. And I know Brother JoJo's listening to this. Try, and where it's gonna be hot. No, listen, the law is the law, y'all. Listen to me. And I respect what you're saying. But even Ms. Walker herself, when I came back, and this is what JoJo, the brother, talks about all the time. When I circled around and said, hold on, Ms. Walker. Ms. Walker herself said, you're right, but thus and so. But check this out, though. She has an option. Skylife asked you, well, is that appealable where she can show she perjured herself? Your response was no. That's what you said.
Right. You're talking about on an appeal. That ain't perjury, ain't got nothing to do with that. And then you can't bring no, listen, and the appellate process is not for you to relitigate your case. It's to find errors with regards to the facts of the case or with regards to the law, the application of the law. That's what it has something to do with. That ain't got nothing to do with perjury. That's her ass getting in trouble.
Listen to me. If you listen to me and Skylife's conversation an hour ago, I used these words. I said, now that shows me that there is a potential for Ms. Bonjean to raise prosecutorial misconduct. Prosecutorial misconduct. I'm going to tell you how, Ms. Walker. They were the ones who introduced the text messages into the discovery. The prosecutors knew that the young lady was aware that her mom was texting Rob from day one. And they let it slide. And they basically became a party to corruption, Ms. Walker. So when Ms. Bonjean files it, you can say this was prosecutorial misconduct because they knew she was lying and they let the lie go. They coached her. They knew she had to tell that lie in order to favor their outcome, which was hoping for a guilty verdict. Now, when it comes to prosecutorial misconduct, I can't think of listen, man. It was their responsibility to say to the judge, Your Honor, the witness, I'm sorry, we need to call a sidebar. We need to show up in your chambers because we don't want this to come back on appeal. The witness just perjured herself because of the evidence that we placed into the discovery shows that she did know. And as prosecutors, we cannot be a part of a lie and deceit. Now, do you agree with that, please, Ms. Walker?
I didn't hear you and her have that conversation, and that is correct.
Now, listen, I love you, Ms. Walker. Y'all hear what Ms. Walker just said? She said that is correct.
That is correct.
That's right. And this, Ms. Walker, I love you. No disrespect to you, SpongeBob, but no one else. This just proved JoJo's point. And that is, with all due respect, yes, you, SpongeBob, and all legal professionals are to be shown respect, and they are to be given a degree of credence when they say stuff, because this is your expertise. However, a layperson can come along and say, no, I don't agree with that based on thus and so. And if you are a noble person like you are, you would say you're right about that. But what Ms. Walker just did is what Ms. Esquire refused to do. Ms. Walker acquiesced and said, you're right about that. Ms. Esquire lied on me and said I disrespected her because when you're dealing with most those who are academically astute in certain areas, especially Black women, if you are a big bald-headed N-word like me and you're a lay person, you're a street dude, how dare you question me? You just disrespected me. And I told her, I said, I dated women like you. And they couldn't touch me with a 10-foot pole and they couldn't tell me nothing. I told her. They couldn't tell me nothing. You don't tell me it's raining outside and I see the sun. I'm going to use my own mind.
Now, hold on, listen, because I missed it. You guys tell me what.
Us down here.
Now, tell me what Angie conceded to now. Where are we at with that?
She can tell you.
Okay, Angie, tell me what you said.
So it can possibly be prosecutorial. Well, it ain't possibly, it is when you introduce false evidence, right? Now, but you got to make sure that it's what it is. If it's considered false evidence, meaning you know, and your witness knows that the evidence is false, right? And remember, testimony is evidence.
Thank you.
So you're saying that could be used in his appeal?
Yeah, that could be used. Yeah, that's prosecutorial misconduct. Yeah.
That they allowed the witness to perjure herself based on their own evidence admitted into discovery. They knew when they asked her, Sister Sky, were you aware that your mom was text message offended when you got the number? She said no, but they knew that she was lying. Sky, we cooking with hot fish grease over here now.
Yeah, wow, that's crazy.
That's right, Brother Vi.
Now I'm seeing people also state that could come in along with ineffective counsel.
Definitely.
Okay.
I got a whole list. I got about 140. Okay. Hey, Ms. Walker said I got about 140 something bullet points on that now. Hold on, that ain't nothing.
So yep, he's right.
Thank you, Ms. Walker. Thank you so much. I just want to clear that up, and I have to say that you are indeed a noble professional, that you would allow a big bald-headed N-word like me to question you, and you say, okay, say, let me see what he's saying, and you acquiesce and say, okay, yeah, okay. I give you that. And this is why I say,
I'm gonna tell you the truth. Blessed one, I don't be flip flopping. See, you crazy as hell, because when we was on Levi's channel, you tried to tell me that you didn't act crazy over that word nigga. Listen, I don't flip flop because I'm not on no goddamn side. Get your ass out of here.
All right, so hey, I'll be live, man, and we're gonna really go into this.
We're getting off at 4:00, Levi. We gonna close it out.
It's for your time. I think it'll be 5 my time. All right, you guys. See you over there.
All right.
All right. Love you all. Peace.
Peace and blessings.
You better believe, honey. After I go live, when I go live, I'm gonna cuss your ass out. When you ain't gonna be in there. I can't do all I can't say. What's up, VY? I can't say all the cuss words over here, and I can't remember which ones we can't say. So
no P word. Look, no P word.
And I ain't gonna burn this girl channel down.
Right. And no R word. The P and R, the puh, and no R. Rah.
I can't remember all the cuss words, so I just won't say none of them.
No, YouTube is getting crazy. They trying to, they'll still let you monetize, but child, they'll be like, you can't do too many now.
Yeah,
I promise you.
I have a whole goddamn paragraph over there. What's up, VY? What's up?
What's going on? My biggest takeaway from all of this is, I know Miss Angela said she hadn't read into the messages though. So when you read into the messages, you'll probably see, like from a parent perspective, and also from, looking at the amount of support that these people had supporting them. Yeah. And it reminds me of what Martin Luther King said, I feel I failed my people and led them into a burning fire.
Yes.
And this is what these messages show. You had a big following thinking that y'all daughter was a victim of another person, when honestly she was the victim of her parents.
Thank you. She is a quote unquote victim because her mother made her one. See, this is a hardcore fact that people don't like to admit, and I bring it straight to their face. The mother and the father had the opportunity to stop all of this. Okay, they knew before anyone else that her daughter was 17. Pause.
And Cheryl Mack.
No. I'm saying nobody before her parents knew she was 17. Right. Okay, that woman gave birth to her. That's what I'm saying.
The origins of it.
Correct. So, with that being said, they had the opportunity to take that phone number that they got from whomever and throw it in the garbage and say, well, since my daughter is only 17, a 17-year-old minor baby, she can't be going to see this man by herself, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Or I will come with her to this arrangement. I will be there with bells on, whatever, or shut it down altogether and say, you ain't about to go see no Kels. I heard about his past. He got a criminal background for yada, 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 and you not going, and we not dealing with this man, period. But we see in these text messages that they're at the pre-show, that was arranged for her to get up on stage. See, people kept saying that. But I'm one of the people that until I get tangible evidence, okay, and I did say that about somebody else, though. Until I get some information that I could grab onto and say, okay, well, this says this, I'm not one to repeat it or believe it, okay? But it was clearly in the text messages that, Andrew, they talk about the concert, the what happened. So when we thinking she met him at the Dolphin Hotel, to my understanding, that wasn't even the first meet, baby. We all have been bamboozled, led astray.
I mean, they talked about the concert and all of that.
Yeah, and that's the thing that I want to speak about. She testified. She testified they had sex at the Dolphin Hotel.
Yes.
If you read the text messages, it proved that was a lie.
And all that stuff with the police, talking about the police came to the door. I'm not seeing that. Okay, now I'm gonna read through with a fine-tooth comb, but I'm not seeing that. None of that, Angie. None of that. All that what they said, the police came to the door, she showed the ID and he ran out, and she testified that She showed the ID. The police said, if you need a security guard, let us know. I mean, if you need protection, let us know. And they closed the door and went back to having the activity. I don't see none of that in there. None of it.
Even when she traveled to Richmond.
Yes.
After the Florida incident, she traveled to Richmond. She traveled to Stockton. She traveled to Las Vegas. All these incidents, he never even came to her hotel room. Never.
It's crazy, Angie. They talked about, she even go and talk about her relationship with him. She said he abused me for years. I was gonna leave him anyway once you graduated.
She's sexually frustrated.
Yep.
Talked about Angelo so bad.
She talked about him so bad.
Wait a minute. And the text messages?
And the text messages.
Oh my God.
Oh, she told her daughter, put on your one piece. Put on the one piece, the black one. And she said, is you still bleeding?
Yes.
Said, how?
What?
Yes. Yeah. And then she even used the word entice him. She said, do this when she was talking about get on his lap and do that. And she said, entice him. She used the word, Angie, entice.
Yeah.
The mama used it when talking to her. Can you believe that?
That's
Skylight,
deep.
put it up
That's
on Skylight. If I'm gonna send you this, I'm gonna inbox you that one part in there when she told Azrael to get with the program.
Oh yeah, but see, I don't want to put that up there because you know it got phone numbers and names and all that.
Phone number in there.
Huh?
I posted that thing last night.
Them text messages dangerous, baby. I'm just gonna. When I read them, y'all just gonna take my word for it because I ain't putting them up on that screen.
Me neither, Angie. Look, I'm getting out of the car.
Hell no.
Edited to where it just shows the paragraph where she say, tell her to get with the program, and then tell her what are you doing. She telling her, this man to spend $20,000 on you, and you ain't gave him none. You need to get with, that's what she telling her. She's trying to tell her to hurry up and have sex with this man, basically.
Yeah. Angie, this stuff is sick. Like, and I just read bits and pieces, and I had to put it down because you know how many times I was over there and other bloggers arguing about these text messages, all the man hours we argued about, people saying we was lying, saying the text messages weren't true.
About the little parts we had,
Yeah, the little parts we had.
Thread. Like, oh my God.
Yes. He wanted to F her, but I'm trying to make it business. When I tell you, I went on a whole tangent about that. I think I had a whole hour commentary on just that.
Yeah. The mama kept making it about sex. R.Kelly was making it about business. The mama started telling the daughter she need to have sex with him. R.Kelly she went to Las Vegas. He never even showed up when she was in the hotel in Las Vegas. And every time in the text message, every time it got time for her to come to a concert, she got scared and say she don't want to go because she didn't looked up the venue and they gonna be checking for identification. So the mama told her to act like you lost the ID when you get there, and if y'all come back, she say to drop it somewhere in the room, and if y'all come back looking for it, and then you'll just find it. And then when you find it, just told her just start crying and acting historical or whatever. Like, you so upset of you couldn't find the ID because she didn't want to show him the ID. So she couldn't have showed the ID in Florida if she's scared to show it in goddamn when she got to Richmond, when she got to Stockton, and when she got to Las Vegas. She's scared to show the ID. It's the same situation when you think about this, when we talk about JP in Chicago. You went to the trial with an ID, then you and your friend get to the party, then when they ask for ID at the gate, you say, oh, I got to go to my uncle's house. Like, why was y'all scared to show his people the IDs or the people that would be checking? But his people wouldn't even check for ID. You coming through the back door.
Wow. Well, let me ask you this. We're going to close out at 4 o'clock, and then we're going to go over there and holler at Levi. I want to ask this, and then I'm going to give y'all your closing statements. So the information can be used in appeal. Let me ask you this. Do you think with your law experience, do you believe that with this information, along with whatever appeal topics that Bonjean is going to include, do you believe that it would be a lower in sentencing? Do you believe it might come to a mistrial, or not a mistrial? I guess it would be a retrial.
New trial, yeah.
A lower sentencing, or what's the third option? Wasn't it 3 options?
Yeah, you can. They can correct errors. They could, but we're gonna talk about this being prosecutorial misconduct. If it's prosecutorial misconduct, and that means a new trial. Now, here's the thing, right? This is where you have. This is where there's certain different things happen. Let's put it like this. So, prosecutorial misconduct, just say new trial. So, a new trial may be granted, right? But it may run into let me see, statute of limitations. No, I'm sorry. It may run into double jeopardy. Okay.
Now, how was that? Interesting.
So, may run into double jeopardy. In some cases, I don't think this would be one, but it could run into statutory statute of limitations. Y'all, I'm sleepy, y'all, so y'all bear with me.
No,
so it could run into that issue. Now, I don't know, but here's the thing: if he let's see, he probably didn't waive his rights to either one of those, so it's going to be, it might be an issue. If they grant a new trial, they may be not able to give him a new trial because of those issues. And if that's the case, then he walks free.
Now hold on, okay? Because that's interesting for you to say it could bring about double jeopardy. Now you got to explain that, Angie, because if on an appeal they state that it is I guess a retrial is deemed, why would that go into being a double jeopardy situation?
Okay.
Is that because of the reason that it is deemed a mistrial? I mean, a retrial? Is that the reason why?
Yeah. No. The reason why it would be a mistrial, that would be the prosecutorial misconduct. The reason why it would fall upon the double jeopardy is because, one, now you're in the same jurisdiction and you're talking about the same charges. They're not going to allow that.
Okay. Even though it's coming under from an appeal?
Yes.
That's interesting, Angie.
Yeah. Okay. They would have to charge him with something different. And it got to be really different for them to avoid double jeopardy. I mean, so what are you going to charge him? It's only so much in there. Like, okay, you got him with sexual exploitation or whatever. I don't know what all the different charges were, but the charges was in line with the evidence. You could still use the same evidence. What you gonna charge him with?
I understand what you're saying now.
Yeah,
because
what you gonna charge him with?
Okay,
and you're gonna be in the same jurisdiction. What are you going to, hope that maybe the state take it up, Chicago take it up or whatever? I mean, and the shit don't fall in Chicago, so it's, I mean, what you gonna charge him with?
So let me ask you this. So basically, if it's deemed a mistrial, and this applies to anybody, if that case is deemed a mistrial during an appeal, when they bring that new trial back, they have to come with new charges. They can't run it back just like they did before. It has to be different jurisdiction, different charges.
It can be same, yeah. You can be same jurisdiction, but it got to be different charges. I mean, like what? And think about it. So the feds don't have child pornography, right? They don't have that as a penal code, right? So you got to, so you can't charge them with that. That's the only thing. That's one of the penal codes that I'm sorry, that would be a charge that would support that evidence, right? But you can't charge them, but they don't have that. So you got sexual exploitation of a minor, not of a minor. Y'all forgive me, y'all. Sexual exploitation. What else he was charged with? Okay, the Mann Act. You can't. They use the Mann Act. You can't reuse that.
Failure to expose. Failure to. You failed to what they say. You expose. Failure to tell them about the disease.
Okay, yeah, they already use that. So what else? So the herpes thing, you know what? How you going to charge the herpes thing? What you going to charge that under? That
so do they?
Real
Okay, I see what you're saying.
They
all have to have different titles. Does it have to be all new charges?
Yeah, they got to find different codes.
Okay,
they have the codes that totally different.
Okay.
And here's the thing, right? Even if you code it different, but if it's real similar to the last thing you use, it's still double jeopardy. So you fucked. As a prosecutor.
And then by the time, see, that's the thing. Can they do one of those things with a mistrial without prejudice? What they say with prejudice? Can they do that in an appeal to say they can't?
Well, they're not gonna do that, but because they're ordering a new trial. Once they order a new trial, whether it runs into double jeopardy or not, that's totally up to that would be the trial court problem. That won't be their problem no more. They already got it out of appeals and sent it back.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
All right. Well, thank you for that. That's giving us a whole new life. So basically, he'll walk, and then they will have to come back and recharge him if they choose to. But he would walk on that. But then he got to still deal with Chicago.
Yeah, he'll still have his Chicago stuff in place. That'll still be there. But because you have to appeal each conviction.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, I'm gonna give you guys y'all last y'all closing remarks and thank everybody for coming. And then we're gonna slide over to Levi channel. Hopefully he's ready.
Yeah, I ain't really got much to say, but girl, bless one, stop the damn lying on me. Just liars. This damn place is full of damn liars. I just
what the
hell, y'all so funny.
Huh?
I said, what you got going on, Miss Angie?
You know what? I was gonna ask you, is it can I go live tonight? I say, honey, Big Vibe be on live so much here. We got to wait and see we got to ask permission to go live.
Right, we gotta see right. Big Vibe, he came on. Let's go, man. Let's go.
I don't be on live that much, man.
Boy, you
look, he be on way more. We can't see. We might not be a lot, but it be more than us.
Yeah. He be on, okay. He be on live on the shifts we be using.
But
I'm like, goddamn, I can't even go live no more at 2 a.m.
Right. You know, I do the night shift now.
Man, I don't be out there no 2 a.m. But thank God that I do got a panel of people that I do deal with. And I allow those guys, when they call me with different things that they want to talk about, I give them the opportunity to talk. And having a conversation, But a lot of times I don't. And when I'm working and I'm busy working, I start the live and they'll be on there. And I won't even be on there. I just started for them.
Right.
Be on there. Doing their thing or whatever. But it's just having a conversation. I think I need to do probably 2 or 3 lives a day. Because with these messages, man, I just don't agree with the way that this mother went about the situation with her daughter. you know, and the same energy that people had to bury this man with, lock him up forever, they need to have that same energy towards her, because you know, no child should have to, no young lady should have to go through that type of pressure of your mama. Like then she asks you for $100, you tell her you can't. You lie to her like you gonna send it. Then you tell her you can't because you trying to save up for your surgery. Like,
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's pitiful. Well, go ahead, Big
Wait a
Guy. Give
minute.
your closing
Somebody
remarks.
asked who? She asked her mom for some money.
yeah, she asked her mama to send her $100 so she can go get something to eat. So her mama telling her buy R.Kelly a McDonald's gift card for $50, and go buy a R.Kelly CD and have him sign it, and that'll make him feel like you are really into him. Like she was the mama was on it, man.
Sent the
Oh
child
wow.
Angie with no
What?
money. The girl wearing the same clothes, all types
Buy her
of
shoes,
ridiculousness.
throw them tennis shoes away. You look like a country song. Shit, she said.
Yes, it's
Wow.
embarrassing.
You know, but I want them to stop. You know, and I ain't taking up for Angelo or nothing like that, but they blame Angelo for everything, and it seemed like that's not where all the, you know, I said this before, all the that's where everybody should be laying their blame on. That's just my opinion.
I need to take the bulk of it. Angelo, she talked about Angelo so bad to Azrael, it was ridiculous, man.
Child did.
She talked about their marriage. She said, when you graduate, I'm done with this. This is the only reason why I've been in here, because of you still in school. Like the sex, all type of shit. She pretty much was trying to live the life she wanted through her door. She told her, I'm gonna get me a celebrity one day. All type of shit.
Yeah. Get the likes up, y'all. I forgot about that. I forgot to check the likes. But go ahead, Big Bag, get your closing statement. Then Angie, you go.
Oh, I gave mine.
Okay. Well, thank you for coming. Angie is our legal professional who gives us the legal information and helps answer our question. Also, subscribe to her channel, our channel by Angie.
Most definitely.
Big Guy, what's your closing statement?
Y'all can have it. I see, and I'm going on vacation in about a week. I'm gonna be in Miami on the beach in the sand. I ain't gonna be thinking about YouTube or none of it.
Yeah. Oh, you gonna be thinking about trying to dodge them bullets down there.
No, hope not, man. I hope not.
No, I'm just joking.
I'm staying away from trouble.
Oh,
Hopefully,
that's
I'll
cool.
have Clarey when I'm down there. You know,
yeah.
That's the real.
So hey, y'all, we're gonna be able to go live.
Yeah, look, Andy, we're gonna have to rush and go live that week. Get ready, y'all.
Bro, we're gonna be able to go live. Yeah.
Nah. Hey, but one thing I can say, and y'all ask my people this. Before I come on live, I always check YouTube to make sure nobody's on live. But do I get the same in return? But I don't worry about that because everybody have their own fan base. So
yeah, that's what it's getting to.
Yeah, no, I check too. Especially if I know I ain't talking about shit and what you're talking about more important, I'm listening to you.
Right.
So,
exactly. Because I definitely try and check. Sometimes I'll be in a crunch and got to get on there and say it, but then I get off. But yeah, I do try and check. We all in the same community when it comes to this KL stuff.
Yeah.
But
and this gonna be a pillar for everybody because guess what? This the case that introduced all of us to each other, but we have a way bigger problem in this world besides us coming at each other. You know, we're gonna have to come together, stand up for each other eventually, because the way the world going, it is not designed to benefit us. You know, and we're gonna have to make our own way. So even in opposition, I salute you, and I can always respect the person with integrity that can come out and say, you know, if I was wrong about something, I'm gonna say I was wrong. If I was, and that's that. And if you can say you was wrong about something or you were misled, then guess what? I respect that regardless of what side you on.
Right. Yeah. And you know what? It's so crazy. I think because I don't do sides, but I think when they did teams, that's when it got more. It got kind of out of hand because people. It was out of hand with with people on two sides. Just disagreeing on whatever and going after each other. But when it got to them teams and shit, that's when it got the wild, wild west, honey.
I've been thinking we gonna click up over here. We just gotta, once I come up with a name, we just gonna come back in this fight just with a vengeance. So y'all start thinking of a name. We gonna come up with a name and we gonna fight back. We gonna click up and kick back. All right, you guys, we finna get out of here though. But thank you, Angie and Big Bad, for coming up. I'm gonna do my closing statement and we gonna get out of here.
Angie, most definitely. And it's good to have people that look like us that's legally astute to give us this type of information,
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you. I appreciate you.
All right, you guys. Thanks for coming in. It's a G from uploading issue resolved. Oh, okay, they didn't upload I was gonna try and play my video and something happened. I don't know what that was. Okay. So you guys, I want to thank everybody. Make sure if you are not subscribed to the channel, you all hit the subscribe button. I see. Welcome, Miss Melanie. She says she's new. This is her first day. Welcome to everybody that's new. Everybody, before you leave, hit the like button, please. When you hit the like button, it helps share the information on YouTube. Okay. Thank you, Stephanie. Y'all do think this was a good lab, and it's so funny because y'all, this was impromptu off the hip. You know what I'm saying? This is just fun. Yeah, but I see y'all woke during the day, so it looked like I might have to do me some day labs too. But thank you, Angie, for you've enlightened me with this information, and we are gonna continue this conversation because them text messages, when you read them, Angie, and I'm not done reading them, but the stuff I read, all you can say is wow. And I ain't gonna lie, I kind of feel sorry for that girl, only because she got parents like that. Because she outside of that, she fed into this whole situation. Like she was alone for the shenanigans the whole entire way. Even when her mama told her to finally tell him her true age. But we're gonna go on from that. So everybody, I hope you guys got a good summary about this R.Kelly case. Kels, you guys keep praying for him. Everybody that came up, Big Jeff, Levi, Big Vi, Angie. I think those are the only people came up, but everybody, thank you for subscribing. Shout out to the moderators. And we're gonna get this thing going. We're gonna go over these text messages and break this stuff down. So everybody gonna have commentary for a long time. So y'all gonna be hearing about these text messages. So get ready, okay? I'm about to get out of here. I think Levi going live, the Angie going live after that later on. So I'm gonna probably be in the bushes, but I'm gonna be, I'll tap in. So as always, you guys do everything in God's divine order. Do everything in the spirit of righteousness to make sure righteousness prevails. Sky Life loves y'all. Have a good day.
Peace.